Ooh, thank you for this comment right here. So they prick the sole of the foot on the heel. And they do this for the PKU test and for jaundice, both which have a great deal to do with the liver. The liver, which is said to be the seat of the soul in the ancient world. And the liver regenerates itself and detoxifies itself. That's why it's called the liver. Now be sure to check out my last video on how the soles of our feet relate to our SOUL, soul. Now the PKU test checks for high phenylalanine levels, which is an amino acid. Too many phenylalanines bombard the liver, and when there's too many of these in the liver, they become toxic, and these toxins get sent to the brain because there is a liver and brain connection. Remember, the liver is said to be the seat of the soul, and I'm gonna call the brain the headrest of the soul if the liver is the seat. Think about it in your vehicle. So we got hepatic encephalopathy. Now, hepatic refers to the liver. Anytime you see hept, like hepatitis, anything like that, that has to do with the liver. Encephalopathy just means brain, because cephalo refers to the skull or the head, and when you put en in front of it, that refers to what's inside the skull or the head. So, liver and brain connection. But check out what this has to do with consciousness, which has everything to do with the soul. Hepatic encephalopathy is an altered level of consciousness as a result of liver failure. Its onset may be gradual or sudden. Other symptoms may include movement problems, fidgeting hands and feet, changes in mood, bipolar disorder, and changes in personality. Narcissistic personality disorder. But back to jaundice though, because jaundice deals with the seat of the soul, which is the liver, because it's when the liver is not breaking down the bilirubin fast enough. If it continues to build up in the liver, it'll start heading to, you guessed it, the brain. And of course that results in brain damage based on the severity of the toxin input. But again, when there's a toxic overload on the liver, those toxins have to go somewhere, and they're going to head right on up to that brain because of this liver-brain connection. That's the next way that they're routed to go, along with the intestines. And when these toxins settle into the brain and start causing their damage, it causes things like anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, and even autism. Overall, the babies with jaundice were between 56% and 88% more likely to develop any kind of psychological developmental disorder. And they were 67% more likely to develop infantile autism. Specifically, this is what their reports say. They attack the soul more than we know. Gratitude and healing.